Check, 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 check. All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Buenos dias. All right, let me allow me to do some distribution just to get this out there so folks know that I'm on here. Um, yeah, just bear with me. Give me a moment. When you guys come on, make sure that you like the video, share the video. Right now, we're streaming live on 3 platforms. So you're coming in on either YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. Whatever platform that you come in on, like the video and share the video. Very important. On YouTube, if you're not already, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications. Same thing for Facebook. If you're not already following the TeamAlliance page, make sure that you do that. And also turn on the notifications so that you get alerted when we go live. And if you're watching from Twitter, make sure that you retweet. Okay, dope. All right, so y'all sit tight. I'm going to push this out, and then we'll start some observation. Today's a big day for crypto. Coinbase is going public. That's what they're talking about now on CNBC. That's why I got it turned on in the background. So just watching. Just watching. There was a time where I used to watch CNBC religiously. Like that's the only thing that used to be on in my house, period. I remember that vividly. And lo and behold, here we are again. Back to good old CNBC. All right, so what was I about to do? Oh, I need to push this out. That's right. Let me go ahead and get this out. All right, so that's in one of the groups. Oh, excuse me. Wow, went down the wrong pipe. All right, so we are good to go. All right, so let me come back over here. See where we at. All right, y'all. So y'all know what it is, man. Coffee and charts, man. Coffee and charts. Let me see who we got in the building. I see Melanie here. Kiana is here. Weed Press is here. Forrest, Walker, Jake Harley, Nico, Kenneth Owens, Peter Leonardi. All right. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, today is the IPO for Coinbase. Yes. Jake Harley, she ready for it, huh? Jake Harley, you gonna buy some today? Chandra, good morning. Phil, good morning. Shani, good morning. Yeah, Jake Harley's observation last night was great. Excellent. Walker's observation yesterday was excellent. Yes, indeed. Doc, what's happening? Yeah, when I'm here, if I'm like in this area, it's just CNBC on all day. If I have anything on, but I don't watch it nearly as much as I used to because um like I'm just watching the NADEX platform. I'm just doing quick glance and stuff like that. But yeah, if there's anything on, it's gonna be CNBC on deck. That's a fact. I remember when I was early, like when I had first left my job, I used to be like, you would have thought that there was no other channel because I would never have anything else on. It just would be CNBC. Hmm? Me, because I'm watching something. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Do your work. I am. I can see it. Excuse me? I can see it. Don't worry about it. I got eyes behind my head. Don't come over here. I'm on the recording right now. So relax. Here, come around here so you can heat this up for me. A minute. Un momento. All right, so excuse me? What you say? What? I really don't even say it. Just do it. Oh, here, put this back too. Thank you. Huh? No. Huh? In the coffee, yeah. No. No, not at all. My daughter, she's something else. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning. I see Ashanti Black. Charles in the building. All right, cool. Ashanti, new to the channel. Blessings. How do your classes work? Ashanti, the training is, be careful. You got it? Good? All right. That's my big girl. Thank you. The live training is majority actually recordings. There's actually like, at this point, about 430 trainings that we're still trying to get through again. So the trainings are twofold. There will be times when I do live training, but I don't do them as frequently as I used to because we have so many existing live trainings that we need to get through those every day. So what I'll do is I'll recommend a live training in the playlist. So there's a playlist that you get access to when you sign up. And in the playlist are existing live trainings, hundreds of them. So you'll get a recommended live training to watch every night. Of course, I also do like what you see me doing now, but this is accessible to everyone. But when you come into training, you also get access to the group chat. That's important. The group chat is where everyone is collectively. That's where you can watch recordings that people post in the group. Because as we observe, like you see how I'm observing the market now, everyone does this. And we record these observations. So in addition to actual trades that we end up getting into, we also record observations. So between the existing trainings, the observations in the group chat, the recordings, podcasts, which I do every day, live market observation I do at night, and then coffee and charts I do in the daytime now. Between all of this content, you basically are getting everything that you need to elevate your skill so that you can be successful and trade profitably on the platform that we use, which is called NADEX. So the training is $35 a month. Very cheap. And you get access to everything that I just mentioned. And most importantly, you're getting access to the group. I think that that's super important for your growth because, you know, as you move and navigate in the market, you have to be held accountable by someone because otherwise you'll just do stuff, you know, end up losing your money. And then most people that just go that route, they end up quitting because they can't figure out how to deal with themselves and their mindset in order to be able to do this profitably. I mean, it's like exactly what I'm doing right now, observing the market. That's what you're learning how to do, because you need to understand what the market is doing, not necessarily where the market is going. Is it going up? Is it going down? Uptrend, downtrend? Should I enter now? When should I take the trade? It's not about that. It's more so about understanding, well, why would you want to be in the trade at all? Do you understand the behavior of the market that should be present to validate you being in a trade? Because the bottom line is that we only want to be in trades that are profitable. We don't just want to be in trades if you could lose. What's the point of that? You're learning how to see the market so that you don't do that. And that's what the training here does. It prepares you for that thought process, which is why we focus on the mindset aspect of what we do first, which is another thing. And also, I'm not sure if you've already been watching the 301 Mindset video, but on the YouTube channel, there is a video called 301 Mindset. You can actually go in the search bar, type in 301 Mindset, and the video will pop up. And you need to be watching that every day. Like, you need to absorb the content in that video, because that is how you're going to elevate your thought process, elevate the mindset elements of what you need to do. Patience, discipline. Those are things that are not optional, excuse me, when it comes to what we're doing. So you're going to have to develop patience and discipline. You're going to have to, learn how to focus and not think about trading all the time, which a lot of people they have difficulty with it because they have no self-control. They're greedy. They want money now. Hey, I want to make some money, man. It's like that thought process and that mentality is exactly how you don't make money. So you have to learn how to overcome yourself and all of the elements of yourself so that you don't go that route. So that's what TeamAlliance training definitely does. So hopefully that answered your question. I know she's like, well, damn, bro, I ain't asked all that. No, but I'm just trying to break down like really what goes on here, and like what the training and the classes and the group chat and everything, just as a collective, is doing for you, because it's very important. Very important. I like what Shawnee said. This is very true. This is where you headed. He said this is a snapshot of the freedom that we all aspiring to. Just chilling. Absolutely. And really not focusing on trading. And sipping some delicious coffee. Yo, this coffee be banging, man. I ain't gonna front. I make some good coffee. I haven't bought outside coffee in a while. I usually get some McDonald's coffee, but my coffee's been better than McDonald's. Huh? What are you talking about? Why are you all in my business? Get out of here. My daughter told me, you bought some coffee outside just a week ago. Mind your business. Huh? Yeah, that was a week. I've been drinking coffee in the house every day. How about that? That wasn't yesterday. No, that was Monday. That was Monday. But that was the first time you saw that in a long time. Yes. All in my business. Ooh, I like this. What Jay Carly said. Damn, I don't have Don DeMarco sound effects, but that's a Don DeMarco right there. She said, between my skill and growing portfolio, I expect to be at an M within 3 years. I hope y'all know what an M is. Ray Young, good morning. Walker said, I was just about to ask how you came up with that vision box, but I think I see what you did. Looks like there's a barrier on the bottom, but I don't understand the top part of the barrier. You talking about the box that I have drawn out now, Walker? Sadiq, what's happening? Yeah, my daughter crazy. Um, Walker, that question is for me or for Jay Carter? I think you might have been asking Jay Carter that question. But let me know if you were asking me. I'm not sure. Um, Peter says only got to focus on observation. That's the job. This is true. Little Birdman. Birdman, what's up? Birdman, he always come around like around 11 and change. Like he's on a schedule. He's like, I'm here to eat your shrubs. David Johnson, what's happening? So okay, so Walker, the bottom of the box is just okay. Let me just explain what the box is because this will actually be a moment where everybody can get some clarity on what I'm doing with the box. The box is just simply showing the distance between strikes. And what I do is I slightly bring the top of the box under the top strike, and the bottom of the box slightly over the bottom strike, so that there's a little bit of distance, there's a little bit of space in between the bottom of the box and the strike, and then the top of the box and the strike. Little bit of space. So when you see the box on the screen, all I'm doing is moving the box because I'm looking at how the market is moving. And you know what I'm looking for, or I should say what I'm waiting to see. I'm just waiting to see the market move inside the box and only be moving inside the box. That's basically the idea, because if the market, meaning the candles, if the candles are crossing the top or the bottom of the box, you know that we ain't there yet, because that means that there's no barrier. Now, this is another thing too. The word barrier is like, when I say that, what am I talking about? The market is creating barriers all the time. The reason that I draw this box is so that I'm not concerned with anything happening until the barrier is within the frame of the box, meaning that the top of the box, which would also represent the top strike price, bottom of the box, which would also represent the bottom strike price. If I see that the market is inside the box, I know that it's inside the strikes. You understand? If it's in the box, it's within the strikes. Now, the box also visually allows you to see where the candles are. It's like, all right, well, are the candles in the middle of the box? Are they towards the top of the box, or are they towards the bottom of the box? If they're in the middle of the box, you know that the market's out of position, because that means it's in between the two strikes, which you know is out of position because there ain't gonna be no pricing. If the market stabilizes and it's in the middle of the box, there's not gonna be any pricing on your option because the market's out of position for there to be pricing, right? If the candles are clustering towards the top of the box, then that top strike price is going to be the relevant strike price. Now, visually, you can see, oh, my candles are in position on the top strike. Vice versa, if the candles are clustering towards the bottom of the box, Candles are in position at my bottom strike. You see? So it just is simplifying everything. It just visually simplifies everything for you. So when, like, for example, when I take this and I move this box, right? Look at where I move the box to. I move it right to where this candle created this new position. And now you can see the candles in the box. So now I'm watching only the area that's most important to see right now. I'm looking at the market now. I'm not trying to predict what it's going to do. Oh, I think it's going to go, and I think it's going to come over here and do this. We don't make predictions. We're just observing what the market's doing. The box is helping you to see what the market is doing through the candles. So as you look at the candles, you're looking to see, all right, I see what the market's doing. Right now it's not doing too much. You see what I'm saying? Why am I saying that? Well, for one, the candles right now are in the middle of the box. That's one. Also, I'm looking to see if the candles are going to move into a position that makes one of the strike prices relevant. Well, how does it do that? Those candles have to either shift and cluster toward the top of the box on the inside or towards the bottom of the box on the inside, meaning that the candles are inside the box. If they're inside the box, they're inside the strikes. So now we can see visually, all right, market is ranging. And I'm talking about once the market starts to do this, we can look and see, all right, the market's ranging. All right, the market's clustering. Ah, there's a barrier now too. You see, visually, you'll be able to start seeing it. That's what all of this does. And I'm able to do that with a little box. I just have my box drawn out. Like right now, what time is it? 11:30. So after 12 o'clock, I think at 12:05, you'll see the box is going to be too big and you got to make it smaller because the distance between the strikes is going to go from 4 pips to 2 pips. So then I'll redraw the box. I'll make the box smaller to fit inside the strikes that will start to populate after 12 o'clock when the market goes from 4 pips to 2 pips. And if y'all have questions about anything I'm saying, y'all can interject with your questions also. But I'm really responding to what Walker was asking. So like, look at this. Look right now what it's doing. You see where I position the box? I'm only focusing on what's relevant right now for me to see. I'm seeing the candles, they're inside the box and they're near the top of the box. I immediately know that that top strike price is the relevant strike price. I immediately can see if the candles start clustering that they're going to be positioned near the top of the box, meaning they're going to be positioned near that strike price. So that's going to be the relevant strike price. I can also see if the market starts to create a barrier between where the candles are and where the strike is. So that barrier is really the space between the candles and the strike. And because of how the box is drawn, you'll visually see it because the box is drawn out that way. I just explained a moment ago how I draw the box. I actually draw the top of the box slightly under the strike. I draw the bottom of the box slightly over the bottom strike. So the box is actually showing the barrier. So now when you see your candles start to cluster, if your candles are clustering inside the box, you know by default that there's a barrier in place as well. Without having to ask, well, I wonder if there's a barrier. You can look and see that there's a barrier. You see what I'm saying? This is good stuff, man. This is good. This is good. This is really good. That whole explanation I just gave, Coinbase, $355. Hold on. So I guess the IPO was 355. Was it 355? I don't even know. I just saw 355 just now. So I think that the IPO price might have been 355. I'm not sure. Coinbase probably going to be on the NASDAQ because it's a tech stock. Ah. Um, Alvin, what's going on? Mr. Runt, what's happening? Caramel macchiato, huh? So Walker's asking, you set the box based on where the market needs to be within those strikes. Yes, and you're just simply using the strikes to draw the box. The way that I just explained that I draw it out. Does that make sense? Shani says stability supersedes anything else, including the trusted parameters. Yes, this is important, actually, what Shani just said. That's very important. Because some people will put emphasis on the parameters without the market being stable first. And you can't do that. Walker, kind of like a prerequisite for moving forward in the protocol. Yes. Moolah, man, lots of examples of it. Yes, definitely. So Coinbase is on Robinhood also, they called it said. Yeah, so I guess the IPO price was 355 because I saw 355 just now when I looked up. 355. Coinbase, you about to be in the shop. I'll just let you know. Yeah, it's on the NASDAQ. They right there. I brought them back just in case it rained. Cat, you only come around when that door opens. I know you hear them birds. You hear the birds. You want to go outside. So D, can you say we all develop our own style within the protocol? I wouldn't say that because there's only one way for you to recognize stability. But there are different tools that lead you to the one way to see it. So would I say that you develop your own way of using the tools? Yes. Because some tools some people don't use, but they still find their way to seeing stability with the tool that they do use. So that's what the difference would be from person to person. But the bottom line is that you're gonna see stability or learn how to see it using the tool, or you're not. Like there's no in between. Peter, I've done the same thing with the box, but I position the box 5 MP below the top strike, 5 above the bottom strike. Yeah, and you can do it that way. You can do it that way, and I understand why Peter does that. Mr. Ron, the Coinbase IPO, why the powers that be of Wall Street got their panties in a bunch about this IPO? Well, because Coinbase is where you can buy crypto, and to be honest, Coinbase became bigger than like traditional banks, and they only offer crypto. So Coinbase financially is larger than banks, and they don't provide financial services other than crypto. So you go. I told you about this camera. Stay out the shot. No, you're good right where you are. You're good where you are. Yeah, Coinbase is actually a big deal. So the fact that Coinbase is going public, the reason that that's big is that it further just legitimizes and solidifies crypto and Bitcoin as something that people need to focus their attention on because it's the future. It's like a train that's going. You can't stop the train. The way that blockchain and uh, Bitcoin and crypto, and mainly I would say Bitcoin, but there might be a couple of other coins that serve certain purposes like Ethereum. But the fact that Bitcoin is built on the blockchain is the blockchain technology that is the big deal. That's the protocol that Bitcoin is built on. So because that technology is so powerful, it is the future, and it's here already. So it's kind of like when the internet first came around. Internet came around, people were like, that's a fad, and that's for the young kid, and this, that, and the third. Now everything that you do is on the internet. Your TV is streaming from the internet. You understand? Like this is not even regular television. That's internet. It's streaming, but it's showing you TV channels, but it's internet. So my point is that when something comes along that changes the paradigm of the world, you can't stop it. That's what blockchain represents. That's what Bitcoin represents. The fact that you can transfer value globally, anywhere in the world. Like if you have a Bitcoin wallet, somebody can send you money and you can receive money. Or I should say, you can send money and receive money within a very short period of time. And nobody can take the money, like in between. Like, oh, I sent you money, man. Nah, somebody hacked in, they took the money. Nah, no one, you can't hack it. You understand? You can't hack it. You cannot disrupt the transaction. It's verified on the protocol, on the blockchain. So, like, you cannot do anything to try to stop a transaction. It's never been done. It never will be because it's impossible to hack it. Can't be hacked. And it's proven that over the last 12 years. So now, as time is going by, companies that have been offering Bitcoin and crypto, Coinbase being one of the main ones, Coinbase being a US based company. You see where I'm going? This is why Coinbase is so important. It's super important, in fact. I remember when they finally got the license to offer Bitcoin to people in New York, because there was a time where if you lived in New York, you couldn't buy Bitcoin or crypto at all, including on Coinbase. It used to tell you when you go to the Coinbase site, it was like your state doesn't allow you to buy this. You can't buy nothing here, so get out of here. And then they changed the law, and when they changed the law, or they got the license or whatever it was, they made it accessible to people in New York. And I remember that vividly because I remember that that's why I used to have to go to the ATM machine to buy Bitcoin, because you couldn't buy it nowhere else. So you had to go to the ATM machine, put cash in, pay a big ass commission. The commission was like 16%. You had to pay 16% commission just to buy the Bitcoin. So if you put in $100, you only buying $84 worth of Bitcoin because $16 went to the commission. So the owner of the machine and whoever was facilitating the transaction, they were earning 16% commissions if you wanted to buy Bitcoin because they knew that you couldn't get it any other way. You couldn't buy it online yet. So when Coinbase allowed New Yorkers to buy it because they got the license, that further solidified Coinbase again. So they just keep doing things that continue to legitimize crypto, blockchain, and the technology and Bitcoin and everything that's going on. And Coinbase is at the head of it. So that's why Coinbase is so important. And now the fact that they're becoming a publicly traded company, that again further solidifies them, because when you are publicly traded, you are regulated by the government. You are regulated. They watch you, they monitor you, they make sure that you're doing good business. So again, and Coinbase again also is as big as banks. And this is going to make them even bigger because now they're actually making their stock available so you can actually own a piece of it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a lot. It's a lot, but it's very good stuff. It is very good stuff. Moolah, Mark, I was saying I have videos on this channel of transitions into and out of stability. You mean on my channel, or you talking about on your own channel? Shani, developing your own rhythm, I would say. Yes, that's more accurate as far as what you're doing as an individual. Yes. So Coinbase is cutting illegal loan sharks out of the loop. Yes. Let me put that up. Mr. Runt, you got it. You got it. They're cutting out the banks. Let me hold on, let me warm up my coffee. Yep, they're cutting out the banks. So the thing to but see now, mind you, they're cutting out the banks, but you can't stop them. You see, so like that's the thing. They're cutting out the banks, but yet they are they're a publicly traded company now. So you cannot stop progress when it's all said and done. When the progress is something that everybody wants, people want access to Bitcoin. People want crypto. They want it, and because enough people want it, they can't stop it. Now there are countries where it's illegal still, but that's because of the governments and I guess whatever they're trying to do of those countries. But you still can't stop the future of it. Like you can't stop the technology. The technology exists. So you either are going to ignore it and fall behind technologically, or you're going to just go with the flow. Like you got to decide what you want to do as a government. So they might, they might have it banned now, but they're not going to be able to just have it banned forever. As far as giving their citizens access to it, eventually they're gonna have to give in. They're gonna have to give in. You ain't gonna be able to go forever like that. Maximino took a buy yesterday on the euro. Strike price of 590. It cleared at 630. Waited for the trade to come to me, and it did. Good stuff. Good stuff. It says enter the amount that you're willing to pay for Coinbase and may execute. Gonna have to wait until it's established. How long does it take usually? If they're doing that, I don't think that it's not available yet. I think that the IPO price is the price that it starts trading at, but because it's in such high demand, the first quote is probably already much higher than that. I don't even know. I'm gonna watch. That's why I got it on, because I just want to see what's going on with it. Yeah, see, they talking about it now. They're saying that it could potentially be valued at 360. So they don't know what the exact price is that it's going to start trading at is yet, because it didn't happen yet. But because it's in the crypto world, it's a big deal. So I just say that much. But I don't even care about the stock. I'm not buying. I ain't even buying Coinbase. To be honest, I don't really care. I don't really mess with stocks for that reason. I'll take another look at it, and perhaps I'll just grab some, but I'm not buying it like because I want to make some quick money off of it. If I buy any stock, it's a long-term decision that I'm making. I think over the long term, it would be a wise thing to own that stock and just hold on to it, and probably just buy a little bit of it consistently, the same way that you're buying Bitcoin. But I think that Bitcoin is just such a much greater thing to have than anything else. That's all I buy. I don't really mess with stocks for that purpose. Like I only mess with stocks for long term purposes. Retirement account, you know, you want to set aside money for your kids or something like that in the future, stuff like that. What you doing?
Is there plastic on me?
No. Coinbase still has high fees. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, Binance is pretty good. Binance is pretty good. I mean, like Coinbase is not the only exchange for crypto. They're the biggest one. They are the biggest one, and they are the one that they're the go-to one. They're the one that represents like the big dog. Clearly, clearly. Shawnee says the extension talk a while back for TA members really comes in handy because there's no perfect setup of similar MRMH. Yeah, the extension, when I talked about that, I mean, I accomplished what I wanted to when I did the training on that, because I wanted to get it out the way. It's like I don't want people to think that stability is something that's only found in one environment, but I do want people to be focused on the environment where you can see stability the easiest from. And we know what environment that is. So if you do that and you don't concern yourself with doing too much, your focus will reward you. It's just like if you're like, all right, well, I trade when the market is fast, I trade when the market is slow. That's cool. It's cool. Just always be aware that being able to identify and recognize stability in multiple environments requires more of you. You got to do more. So I'm not showing you how to do more to complicate the situation for you. I'm showing you how to do less so that you can be rewarded for doing less. You understand? You get rewarded when you do less. And that's why I stopped um, kind of going into anything related to a faster or accelerated environment as far as training, because you don't have to know that. Eventually, you end up knowing it anyway. You understand? because the better at stability that you become, you start to see stability even when the market is fast. Now, whether you're comfortable being in a trade when you see it, that's a different story. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have to keep talking about it. Over time, you eventually start to see it on your own and see it for yourself without anybody having to tell you anything. But again, whether you're comfortable being in a trade when you see it, that's a whole nother dynamic. Seeing and being comfortable trading when you see it is two different things. Yep. Yeah, the NFTs you are using Ethereum. Yes. Yes. NFTs are tricky. You got like I would say if you're doing anything with the NFTs, do your research before you do anything. Um, just do your research. Take your time. Like, blockchain ain't going nowhere. So take your time and figure out how to position yourself so that you can be successful if you're going to go that route. Mr. Ron said, love that the US banks need a slap across their forehead. John Adams wrote hundreds of years ago that the power the banks have in the US would eventually destroy this country's economy. Well, I mean, it's been done already multiple times. Now, the fact that they are able to print unlimited amounts of money at any time, combined with just the power that like the power structure of the US. The US is always going to be in a certain position. Always. They're always going to be in a position of power because of the way that they're positioned, not just with the ability to print, because every government now has the ability to print because all currency is fiat. So all currency is this fake monopoly money that we all use, like all of it, no matter what country you're in. Um, what's backing it is the power structure of the U.S. That's really what backs everything. And I don't even like to talk about it that much. But the bottom line is that stuff is not like it, nothing is going anywhere. Nothing is going anywhere. People, like even now, you can see more proof that everything that they are able to do always kind of works. So I give you an example of what I'm talking about, just so it don't seem like I'm just talking about random stuff. Right now, there is a shortage in silver. Silver is a precious metal, and I'm talking about physical silver. If you go and you try to buy some silver right now online, any company that offers physical metal, it's very difficult for you to actually get it. Not only that, they're charging you a premium if you want the physical, which is substantially more than the actual price that silver is being traded for in the market. Like it's substantially more. Matter of fact, let me see something. Because I'm on here, I actually can pull up stuff on the screen. Let me see something. I want to show you something. Right now, silver's trading at $25 in the market. Trading at $25. Now, if you want to buy silver rounds, which is just silver, not numismatic, meaning like not the eagles and all of the stuff that they put inside the case that is supposed to have, you know, numismatic value. Not those. I'm talking about just pure silver. If you want to just buy some silver, and let me see what it would be at the cash. Not even at the cash price. If you bought it with a credit or a debit card, a silver round is $32. The price of silver is $25 in the market. To buy it is $32.50. Even the discounted price. So if you pay with a bank wallet, for example, the discounted price, $31. $31, man. That's the lowest that you'll be able to get it for. If you buy enough of it, the lowest that they'll sell it for is $30.30 to just buy pure silver. $30.30, and on the actual exchange, silver's trading at $25. So do you see how they are controlling the price of silver? Now, if silver is less available, the price should be way more than it is. The same thing for gold, but I'm talking about silver in particular because silver is an industrial metal and it's used in stuff. We use silver in cell phones. Silver's used in all these TVs. It's used in cars. It's used in all type of stuff, all type of applications, right? So it's used, and it's the most conductive metal. So we use it. We actually use it in our society for a bunch of different things, which means that they always need it. So now, if there's a shortage of it, supply and demand would let you know that if it's less available for you to buy, it's going to cost more. So then why is the price $25 in the market? How is that possible? How is it only $25? And again, this is the power of being able to print. This is the power of being able to manipulate pricing on exchanges and whatnot because of the power that you have through the currency. This is how they do it. This is how they've been doing it. There's nothing new. They've been suppressing the price of silver for years. Years. It doesn't make silver any less valuable. Silver is totally valuable. Look at all the stuff that I just talked about that we're using it for. So it's not that it's not valuable, but they are able to suppress the price through that currency. This is what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin now is interrupting the ability for governments to do that, for central banks to do that. They can't control transactions because of Bitcoin and the blockchain. They can't tell you, no, you can't do that. Because if you have Bitcoin and you have something that I want, I send you Bitcoin if you are willing to receive the Bitcoin in exchange. Because Bitcoin is valuable. Because it allowed our transaction to be private. I don't got to tell nobody that I'm buying something from you. Hey, I want to buy that. I want to buy this. You going to sell it to me? Yeah, I sell it to you. I got Bitcoin. All right, cool. And I can send you Bitcoin. And we can do an actual transaction without the banks. I didn't have to go to the bank. I had to go to the ATM machine and withdraw cash. I didn't have to do that. I could send you Bitcoin. And I can send you Bitcoin now from the phone. Do you realize what that's disrupting? That's disrupting the whole monetary system in a sense. Now, add on the fact that there's only a certain number of Bitcoins that are going to be produced, 21 million. Because there's only going to be 21 million, once all the Bitcoin had been produced, that's it. So now it's rare. It's rare, it's private, it can't be hacked. You can do transactions privately. You can be anonymous. Nobody knows. You see the transaction, but you don't know who did it. Like all the transactions are verified on the blockchain. You see it, but it don't show you who. It's anonymous. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they want to get all in your business to see, oh, well, you buying Bitcoin, you have this much Bitcoin. What are you doing with your Bitcoin? It's like they want to be in your business to be able to track what you're spending it on. But really they can't track. They can see the transactions. They know that it might have came from your wallet, but they can't stop what you're doing. That's the power of Bitcoin. That's what it allows you to do. That protocol is crazy. And that's why they can't stop everything going on with Bitcoin in the future. And that's why the Coinbase IPO is such a big deal, because now you got a company where you're able to trade and buy Bitcoin, at least for now. At least for now, you can buy Bitcoin there, and you can own a part of them. You can actually own a piece of the company. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. So anyway, oh David, you said you decided to invest in Ethereum instead of what? You said instead, and so far so good. You mean instead of Bitcoin? Let me move my box. Market is starting to look pretty decent. Let's see what's going on here. Is it 12:05 yet? Yep. All right. So now look, I'm gonna show y'all what I meant about drawing the box again. Watch this. Watch this. I want you to see it's 12:05 p.m. And what happens is now the distance between the strikes go from 4 to 2. So you see how big my box is now? My box is real big because it represented 4 pips. Now I'm going to redraw the box. You see that? See how I made it smaller? So now the box is only representing 2 pips. And when 12:05 comes, you have to redraw the box because the distance between the strikes goes from 4 to 2. So that was perfect timing actually for me to show you, because I explained it earlier, but now you get a chance to see what I was talking about. Yeah, exactly right, Walker. He said there's no way you getting silver for $25 an ounce with the premium. Right. And my point is that look at how they charge a huge premium because you want the physical. So because you want the physical metal, this is why I don't sell silver. This is why I said a long time ago, when you buy your silver, just hold on to it. Don't sell it. Put it in your safe and put it away. Because having that physical metal means that you'll always have the value of the metal. See, the thing about when you buy something physical that's priced in dollars, the real supply and demand of whatever that is, at some point, if things really get out of control as far as like the speed of inflation, and there's actually a word for it, it's called hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is when the value of our money goes down so fast because there's too much of it. But it's hard for you to see that now because it doesn't get to the point where you're able to see it in the economy. Like we still use money for everything, so we don't see nothing. You just go to the store with money and you buy whatever you buy. It's whatever the price is the price. But if you compare how much stuff costs to how much it used to cost, that's how you can see over time what inflation has done to our actual money. The value of our money has decreased because stuff costs more. But because they're able to print, they can print unlimited amount of money and it gets hidden. It's like the actual inflation is suppressed. You don't see it right away because they have all of these places where money flows. Money flows into derivatives. You know what I mean? Money flows into when they issue new loans. Just like when you go to the bank, let's say that you go to your bank for a car loan. When they give you the loan, they print the money out of thin air. They just create the loan. Like literally. It's called fractional reserve banking. Like this is what your bank does. If you have a regular bank, a regular commercial bank, your bank does fractional reserve lending. So the money that you have in the bank, they're able to leverage that money basically by 100 times, if not more, probably like more like 1,000 times. So for every dollar that you have in there, they're able to loan out like $1,000 for the dollar that you have on deposit. They're only required to have 1 or 10% or whatever it is. I think it's 10%. I think they're required to have 10% on deposit of whatever they lend. So that means that if you got $100 in there, they can lend $1,000 off of your 100. This is why when they give car loans and mortgages and stuff, they care, but they really don't care because that money came out of thin air. They're lending you money, but they're not really lending you money. It's not like that money is actual deposits of people that they're lending out to you. It's a leveraged amount of money that they are lending out. So if they only got $1 million on deposit, they lending out $10 to $100 million of this artificial money. Like, all right, you want a car loan? Here you go. Here's your loan. Then they create the loan. You get your little coupon book, right? They let you know what date is due on, and they might amortize the loan or whatever. They do the same thing for mortgages. They amortize it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Y'all can study, yeah, like the stuff I be talking about as far as that goes. You can study this stuff. It's true. It's true. I'm definitely not making it up. Definitely not making it up. But anyway, so we're just seeking out ways to always be in position to have value. That's the key for us. Skill, value. What we're able to do with Bitcoin, value. Bitcoin is something that represents where you can position your wealth so that it does not ever lose its value. As a matter of fact, because Bitcoin is something that's new, like we're at the beginning of it, it's something that will be adopted over time. And you starting to see what's like, you see it happening. Institutions are buying Bitcoin. I forgot what, I think it's Walmart. I think Walmart is either about to or they already bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. It's like, why y'all buying Bitcoin? See? So you kind of gotta you if you just pay attention to what's happening, you'll see that these companies, these corporations, these institutions, they're getting into Bitcoin now because they realize they're going to be left behind if they don't. Yes, that's exactly right. And they also want to position themselves because they know now at this point that it's not going anywhere. It's already been tested. Like people think that, oh, well, no, it's not proven. 12 years of being an actual thing that has, gone through trials and tests, and it like Bitcoin is going through a lot and it's still here doing the same thing that it was doing from day one. The protocol still works the same exact way. It's not going anywhere. Oh, well, what if something comes along that's better? Bitcoin is checking off too many boxes for there to be anything better than it right now at this point. And anything that you're calling better is not better if it does what Bitcoin already does. If some comes along that does what Bitcoin does already, then nobody cares about it. Just give me the Bitcoin. I already have it. I don't need something new to come along to do what Bitcoin does already. Why would I want something new? I don't care about nothing new. You see? That's why all the clones that have come to try to duplicate what Bitcoin has done, they have whatever level of success that they have, and then that's it. Bitcoin is still the thing. And it's because Bitcoin is the original thing that checked off so many boxes that it's like, well, this right here, this is that's all we need right there. You see? So now institutions are seeing that. Companies are seeing that. Companies are starting to put their cash reserves in Bitcoin instead of leaving it in cash because they know that the value of cash is going down and down. Inflation is killing cash. You see? So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. Derivatives market is a result of that fractional reserve banking system, over 1 quadrillion digits floating around in the derivatives market. Exactly. Exactly. Jay Carly said nobody think I'm making shit up. You let them tell it, they like, nah, he's making all that up. That's not true. I'm like, okay. TA hater, you making shit up. The Federal Reserve would never print money out of thin air. Yeah, damn, there's that many cryptos now? There's 9,000 cryptos? Goodness gracious. Crazy. Look at that. Jay Carly said, I'm up $107 on my Robinhood stuff from yesterday. Every single thing I have is way in the green. Good stuff. Not to mention the fact that we are TA, so we got a skill in place that it don't matter what you're doing. You are always going to be in position to produce income, no matter what. No matter what, man. That's why I see, like now you'll see why I don't really be stressing the Bitcoin and all this stuff. I don't stress it like that. I just know what I know, and I always do what makes sense to do. But like people spend a lot of time on, oh, I don't know if I should buy now. Should I buy now? Should I wait for the drop? Oh, it's gonna go down. Oh, I don't want to miss it when it goes up. It's like, don't even concern yourself with that. Anytime that something is valuable, the objective is to get it. That's it. Don't worry about the price. That's why I tell you to buy Bitcoin every week. Like, don't even think about it. Don't think about it. You spend money on stuff every week. Spend less money on that stuff and buy Bitcoin every week with some of that money. That's what I'm saying. You understand? You spend how much money each week you spend on BS? $150, $200 a week. Take $75, $100 of that and buy Bitcoin every week instead of spending it on stuff that you don't see anything from anyway. Buy Bitcoin every week. Don't worry about the price. Don't worry about where the price is, because you don't understand what's happening with the adoption of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now in the process of being adopted, meaning that people are actually now seeing, oh, we can actually use this. Wow, I didn't realize that. Some people are just so oblivious, they don't even know what Bitcoin is. They don't know what blockchain is. They don't understand crypto. But when you go and you walk into Starbucks one day, and Starbucks has a sign up that says, we now accept Bitcoin, how the average person going to react to that? Y'all understand what I'm saying? When you walk in Walmart and there's a sign, we accept Bitcoin, we accept Ethereum, whatever, but mainly Bitcoin. When you see that sign at the store, you see, for some people, it'll take that for it to click. So there's a whole wave of people that have not even came on board yet. You understand? So Bitcoin is now in that phase. So now you see companies starting to position themselves. Look at Tesla. Tesla's like straight up, yo, you want to buy a car? We accept Bitcoin for it. What? Now, when you, like I said, when you walk in Walmart and you see a sign and you're a regular person, what is it? Oh, they take that Bitcoin stuff here? Regular people are looking like, damn, they take Bitcoin here and I don't have none? Oh, well, how can I get some Bitcoin? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying it's human psychology. So like you start to see how stuff unfolds over time. But when you understand the dynamic before it unfolds, that's how you position yourself. Because I'm not even talking about trading. Like people look at Bitcoin like, yeah, I'm gonna trade some Bitcoin. No, we ain't trading nothing. We buying it. Think of yourself as an institution. Put it like that. Think of yourself as Walmart. Just think of yourself as Walmart. Why is Walmart buying Bitcoin? Why would any company buy Bitcoin? Why are they going to accept Bitcoin for the stuff that they sell? Why would they do that? To collect Bitcoin. Why do they want to collect Bitcoin? Come on now. That's it. Ooh. Whoa, I just read this. Whoa. That's Don DeMarco all day. Summer of 2016. Yeah, man. I ain't even gonna say nothing else to that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Y'all read that? Summer of 2016. I don't even remember what the price was at that time. I know when I first started buying it, it was when I first started buying Bitcoin, it was 2017. So I started buying it after that. And when I started buying it, it was around like in the 600s, something like that. And I used to start just going to the ATM machine, buying it every week, man. Adoria, what's happening? She says she buys Bitcoin every week using something called Swan. Mm-hmm. Cheapest weighted dollar cost average. This is hard. Jay Carter said, I'm excited about this green, but my skill is business as usual. No need to be excited about that. Yeah, make sure y'all like the video, man. Make sure you like the video. Oh, okay, so it was in the 600 around then. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, so it was around the same price around the time when I started buying. It was like it was fluctuating between $600 and $800 for a long time, for a while. Then I remember when it broke above 1,000. Yep, I remember when it broke above 1,000. I had um I had a bunch of Bitcoin already in the vault. That you could get a vault where basically you just secure. It's like a secured wallet, and you gotta have all of these passwords and all of the stuff that you gotta put in order to access it. So it's like it's not your regular wallet. It's the equivalent of putting precious metals in a safe, like a real safe in a bank, a vault. It's the equivalent of that. So I had did that early too. Had a bunch of Bitcoin in there, and then I would just buy it every week. So I mean, like the opportunity for what's going to happen is still there. Like I said, like right now, you're starting to see more and more that the adoption phase of Bitcoin as an asset class, as a store of value, as all of these things that represent wealth and people storing wealth, it's in demand. Like people want it. They're like, all right, I'm putting my money there. I'm just leaving it there. Just think about if everybody wants something and nobody wants to sell it, what happens to the price? And what happens to the price when you can't manipulate the price? You start to understand why Bitcoin is 50, 60,000 now. It's 60,000 because they can't manipulate the price. So you can manipulate the silver price. You can manipulate the price of gold because those are things that have always been able to be manipulated because they're priced in dollars. Bitcoin is not limited to being priced in dollars. It's a protocol. It's different. Nobody can control it. So if they can't control it, they can't control the price. If you can't control the price, that means you can't control the fact that people want it. If you can't control that, if people want it, the price will reflect the demand. Not to mention that there's only a certain number of Bitcoins. All right. Yep. There you go. That's the word. Decentralization. There it is. Jay Carly said, I do not want anyone to confuse my excitement about long-term investing versus my consistency on NADEX. Yeah, it's not even close. It's not even close. I just like what I do enjoy. I enjoy when people see that you were right. I love that. It's like I have videos telling people to buy Bitcoin in 2017, literally saying, yo, just buy it every week. You don't got to understand what it is. Don't worry about understanding what it is. And I'm telling everybody to buy it. I'm like, if you live in New York, they got ATM machines. Go to your local bodega and find an ATM machine and just buy some every week. So it's documented that I actually was telling people to do it at the time. So now you see not only why I was saying it, but you see that I was right. I like that. Yep, I do like that. All right, so I'm starting to. That's all right. Yeah, so Coinbase it didn't go public yet. They still waiting for the first trade. They talking about it now. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be petty. You know that you keep walking in front of the camera, right? Tracy, what's going on? Yes, indeed. Yeah, but for the record, and I have there's actually a few podcasts where I talked about this. But for the record, what we're able to do on NADEX is still way just it's so far from anything else that is out there for you to do. Like it's not even close. It's not even close. At the time when I did the podcast that I'm referring to, I think that Bitcoin was like 30 some thousand. So it was like half of the price it is now. And I was talking about the fact that it took, Bitcoin 3 years. If you had entered Bitcoin at 1,000 when it was at 30,000, that's 30x. When it was at 40,000, 40x. Now it's at 62,000, so that's 62x. All of these X's, um, assuming that you bought Bitcoin at $1,000, you did great. You did excellent. Now it took several years for that to happen because when Bitcoin was at 1,000, it was around 2017 or so, and now we're in 2021. So that's like 3 years. Actually, about 4 years. So what took 3 or 4 years to do with the opportunity of Bitcoin, we're capable of doing that within 21 to 30 trades with the skill set that we have. So if you take the best opportunity that has existed for the average person over the past 5 years, and I'm just using that as the window because, like I said, 4 years ago you could have bought Bitcoin at 1,000. Now it's at 60-something thousand. So what took someone within a 5-year window to do, we're capable of doing with our skill set. The best opportunity that existed for the average person, which is Bitcoin. is what we're capable of doing with our skill set at any time. At any time. So that's why there's no really comparison. They're not the same thing at all. Because skill set is something that you always have. It doesn't, there's no time window. There's no time window. I'm trying to think of someone just off the top of my head that completed Project 21 and how long it took them. I won't mention their name, but someone in the group completed Project 21 in 70 days. Someone else completed the project in 45 days. So we're talking about a month and a half, 2 months. How long is 70 days? A little over 2 months, right? So 2.5 months, let's say, they completed Project 21. Now, mind you, this is just what we do. So again, like I'm not even attaching the time to it. If it took you a year to do it, going from $100 to being in position to generate over $1,000 per trade, if that took you a year to do, you still outperform Bitcoin. If it took you 2 years to do that, you still outperform Bitcoin. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Because of the skill set that you have. So the skill set is more valuable than anything that you could possibly do, period. Because it means that you can put and apply that skill set now. That's why getting to the point where that's more important than anything else. It's more important than you trying to trade now. It's more important than you trying to see, what it looks like to trade, or you want to practice trading. It's bigger than that. It's way more important that you develop the mindset necessary to have the skill set able to execute all the time. That's more valuable than anything. Because that means that now you're in position. You're in position now because you have the skill set. You have the mindset to execute the process. That's the skill set. That is more valuable than anything. That's how you create the freedom. Okay. Crazy, man. Crazy. Reginald, what's happening? Reality check. Would Ethereum be a good investment? I don't have a problem with Ethereum. I would say buy it. Buy some every week. Okay. Let me also just say this about Bitcoin. I don't think you should buy any altcoin and not buy Bitcoin. Whatever coin you're buying, you should be also buying Bitcoin. Buying Bitcoin every week should be the standard. Let me say that again. Buying Bitcoin every week should be the standard. So anything else that you want to do, that's cool. That's cool. Do I think Ethereum is a good investment? Sure. Do I think Coinbase, the stock, is a good investment? Yep. Am I buying Coinbase? Nope. Not now. Because I see more value in just buying more Bitcoin. Listen, let me say this. I would rather buy more Bitcoin than buy anything else right now. Instead of buying Ethereum, I would buy more Bitcoin. Instead of buying the Coinbase stock, I would just buy more Bitcoin consistently. That says a lot. David said he buys both. He's up on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think that you should be buying more Bitcoin than anything else. So let's say that you want to split your investment, and I don't really like even calling it an investment. Buying Bitcoin is bigger than an investment. Buying Bitcoin is positioning yourself for future wealth. It's not the same thing. See, an investment is like, all right, you reach a point where it pays off. Bitcoin is something that is going to permanently pay off because you have it. You understand? It's not like you're going to reach a point and then sell it, and then all right, I'm out of Bitcoin. I'm never going to sell my Bitcoin. What'd you say, Mark? I'm never going to sell my Bitcoin. Period. It's not an investment. It's bigger than that. So I just, I kind of just leave it at that because I'm really trying to help y'all to see like where I'm going with the thought process to have. It's like people are looking at stuff like Bitcoin as an investment. No, that's like looking at skill as an investment. You're not investing in skill. Acquiring skill is you investing in yourself forever. Because if you have a skill, it's a permanent thing. It's like you always have the ability to produce cash flow, income at whatever level you want to be at. You can position yourself and scale up to the level that you want to be at. Boom. And because of the skill set, you're in place at that position and you're able to produce at that level. That's huge. There's nothing more valuable than that. That's why it's not an investment. See, an investment is a short term thing. It's like, I want an ROI. I want to double my money. We're not talking about doubling. We ain't talking about that. You see what I mentioned earlier about people that completed the project in a couple of months. The reason that they were able to do that is because they built up to where they have the skill set. Now you have the skill set, that's what happens. It's 1 and 0. 1 and 0 21 times, 1 and 0 30 times. And then once you reach the point that you want to be at as far as the scale, now when you're at that size, as far as the size of the income that you're able to produce, now you where you want to be with the skill set. That's crazy. Yo, hold on. I'll be right back. That's exactly why I'm not there, right? Yeah, that's good. 2 to 1 is good. Yep, 2 to 1 is good. Excuse me. Thank you. 2 to 1 is good. David said he's buying 2 Bitcoin for every Ethereum. I also realized that some people were not too educated about Bitcoin. They're thinking that they got to buy like a whole Bitcoin. I realized that when I was talking to my wife's uncle, he thinking you got to buy a whole Bitcoin. He was like, "Well, I don't have 50,000." I was like, "Nah, you don't gotta buy a whole one, man. You could buy some fractions. You could buy whatever your $50 or your $100 will get you, and you'll be just fine. Fractional." Yeah, I didn't realize how many people were thinking that, which was actually one of the things that kept them from actually, looking into it further because they thought that you had to buy a whole one. I can't afford to buy that. No, most people can't afford to buy that. But no, you don't need all of that to buy a Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a whole one. Oh, you thinking I just left? You thinking that something be wrong? I know. I know. I be getting up to go warm up the coffee, doing all type of stuff. Yep. Yes, I don't know what time this Coinbase IPO is supposed to be coming out, but it should be coming out, I guess, at some point for actual trading. But yeah, so that's happening today. That's what I have up on the screen in the back. CNBC. I'm just watching. So far, I have not seen the market present anything by way of an actual trade for us to be in, at least since I've been observing. But this is what we do. Some of you who may not be familiar with the NADEX platform, um, NADEX is what you see on the screen, the chart. Oh wow, okay, thank you. So the IPO price was 250, I think. Was it? Even that says estimated. So I don't even know what the IPO price was. Let me just look it up. Let me just stop guessing. Let me look it up. Because the IPO price is the price that people were able to buy at before the stock dropped. And the stock still hasn't dropped yet. But so they're trying to figure out where the stock is going to begin trading because there's a lot of demand for it. So the price is already going up, basically. Um, So let's see what the initial price was, or at least was set to be. Saying 250. Saying 250. Okay, so the list price was 250. So the estimated prices that I saw so far is 355. I saw 360. So it's already up $100. But again, don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the hype. And I'm just reading some other stuff about it. 115 million shares of stock. The proposed stock price. That's what I wanted to know what it was. I think initially they felt that they came in too low and then they raised it. I think initially it was $195 and then it went up to 250. And it's already set to open up around 350, 360 when it's available for trading. And with that much demand, more than likely it'll go up even higher than that today. But don't mess around and try to buy it today. This is just my advice. I wouldn't try to buy the stock today. Don't do it. It's too much volatility and too much fluctuation in the price. I would say just wait. Wait for the price to kind of settle so that you get an idea of what's actually going on, because you don't know what's going on when the stock first comes out. A lot of times IPOs will go crazy and then they'll collapse in price because people start taking profits right away. So just relax. Just relax, man. Just keep buying Bitcoin every week. You'll be all right. Tavares, what's happening? 377. 377. That's where they're saying it's going to open. 377. So it's pushing $400. So if it hits $400, which more than likely it will, that's $150 higher than the actual IPO price, which is 250, which is the price that you would never be able to get for yourself, of course. The only ones that would have access to the IPO price are the clients of the underwriter. Whoever underwrites the stock, I don't know who did it. If I had to guess, I would say Barclays, but I don't know. Let me see something. Let me see if I can find out. Underwriter for Coinbase IPO. Let's see who underwrote this. Goldman Sachs. All right. Yeah, that's so I'm not surprised. So Goldman's role will be to popularize the perspective of Coinbase among its network of institutional investors, family offices, high net worth individuals, and other banks. So you see who has access to that 250 price. Institutional investors, family offices, high net worth individuals, and banks. In other words, not you. Oh man. JP Morgan is funny. They issued a note saying that Bitcoin was in overbought territory. That's funny. Look at how the banks is hating on that. They hating on Coinbase. Oh snap. Yo, JP Morgan was like, nah, they overbought. You know, don't buy it. Don't buy it. That is funny. All right. Bilal, what's going on? ETFs, exchange traded funds. ETFs are good long term. I would say the best ones are the ones that are geared towards the stock indexes. That's my opinion, of course. But basically, the stock market is great for long-term investing. And I'll always say that. So, like for your retirement funds, your 401k, you know, money that you don't plan on doing anything with for the next 10 years, 15, 20 years, stuff like that. Stock market. You want to build wealth, buy Bitcoin every week. You want to become financially free, join TeamAlliance and learn the skill that we know and use NADEX to trade. Yeah, so there's your options. Long-term investing, stock market. Wealth, buy Bitcoin every week. Freedom, TeamAlliance. Walker, whenever banks say go north, I go south, they stay lying. Better to watch what they do than to listen to what they say. All the time. All the time. Yep. I forgot what bank it was. It might have been HSBC. And I don't want to say that it's them if it's not them. It was a major bank though. Major bank said that um, there was someone buying crypto, or no, matter of fact, no, they weren't buying crypto. They were buying stock in MicroStrategy. Do y'all know what MicroStrategy is? Michael Saylor, his company. But anyway, so Michael Saylor is a big proponent of Bitcoin. He believes that you should put all of your money in, like sell your house and buy Bitcoin. He's like, he's on that type of time. Um, because he understands what Bitcoin is, it represents and all of that stuff. But anyway, So his company, MicroStrategy, is a company that is heavily now invested in Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, they took the entire balance sheet and put it in Bitcoin. They're even paying out bonuses and some salaries in Bitcoin to their employees. Like, it's crazy what type of time they on with Bitcoin, right? So there was a guy that wanted to buy stock in MicroStrategy, and he used his bank to buy the stock. And they sent him an email and they said, you can't buy this no more because you can't buy nothing crypto related at all. So in other words, you can't buy cryptos and you can't even buy the stock of MicroStrategy because they buy crypto. And I forgot what bank it was. If I want to say HSBC, it seemed like that's what it was, but it was crazy. They sent him an email. They said, yo, your account, no more of that. You can't buy that no more. It's the bank. So that type of stuff, you know, has happened. And I think that, one, they're making a huge mistake by doing that. But for whatever reason, they're doing that because they probably want to discourage people from buying crypto for whatever their reason is. I don't even know why. It's like at this point, you can't. It's like it's too late. People are starting to understand now what the blockchain is. So they want to buy Bitcoin, you know, and these cryptos and stuff. But it's crazy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Where's the camera?
Now you're right. Peter Leonardi says banks don't want Bitcoin to succeed because they have no power over it. Ding, 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 ding. Anytime they can't control something, that's what, if they can't control it or get a large enough piece of it to be able to control it on the back end, they're going to say all type of stuff about it. Yep. This is all facts right here. David J said, craziest thing about TA is that we are learning how to be successful in the markets and how to have that long-term money in the stocks with pure knowledge and experience taught by Mark. 100%. 100%. Yeah, just being here and being around this, you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what not to. Yep. And it's not even that I'm giving out like financial advice, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm also talk about what I do. I could talk about what I'm doing all day. I can talk about what I'm not doing too. Like somebody will ask, oh, Mark, you know, how you feel about this? I just be like, well, I don't do it. I ain't got no money in it. That's not me telling you to do or not do anything, but I will share with you what I'm either doing or not doing. So that I will do. How long we been on here for? 2 hours? 2 hours is pretty good. I appreciate that, Mr. Runt. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love, man, always. Give love, you get love. I'm definitely giving love because I want to see everybody succeed. I don't want to see people losing. Definitely not. When you it's just like having a good coach. If the coach knows the game, he knows how to win the game. That's what he's gonna teach the team to do. Win. Coach is the winner. If the coach is a winner, the team gonna be your winner. Yep, that's a fact. All right, so 2 hours is good, man. I think this is good. Well, it might be you, Walker. Do yours still have audio? Carlos said he buying an Atari coin. Interesting. Yeah, okay, yeah, Walker. So that's you, man. That's you, brother. Muffin woman, what's going on? Yeah, I don't. Like that's another thing too that I realized that I haven't done. I really don't look into other coins at all. Like I don't be looking at any of the coins. The only other coins that I was interested in at all were Ethereum, Stellar. I think that was it. Yeah, Ethereum and Stellar. And now I'm buying less of those and buying more Bitcoin. Mr. Ron, yes, that's the way it goes. Give it to receive it. Life's golden rule. Treat your peeps the way that you want your peeps to treat you. Come on now. Come on now. It is. It is. Okay, you got your sound back. Yeah, he got it fixed. He had to exit and re-enter. Cool. Oh, so what I'll do, actually before, for any of you that have not watched the podcast yet, that's the link for it right there. BuyBitcoinEveryWeek.com. When you click that, it's gonna take you to the podcast that I did talking about Bitcoin. It's very good just to become more informed because I know that we're talking about Bitcoin and crypto and stuff a lot more now. Today, coincidentally, Coinbase is doing the IPO, so it's just a lot going on in the Bitcoin world. But I want you guys to be more informed than to be hyped. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get caught up in the hype of what's going on because it's definitely not about hype. We're talking about positioning ourselves. So you want to be well positioned and understand the reason behind what's actually going on so that you don't get caught up in the hype. All right. Oh, excuse me. All right, y'all. So I'm getting up out of here, man. So another episode, Coffee and Charts. I think this is volume 2. Yeah, this is. This is the second one I did. So of course, we got the podcast always. I don't know if I'm gonna do a podcast today. I might just chill. I might chill with the podcast. I'll see about doing an observation maybe later on tonight. But if not, then I mean it's whatever, man. It's whatever. I'll be on here when I'm on here like this for this long. I get fatigued a little bit. So unless I get another boost, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll see y'all mañana. Yeah, but I'll let y'all know if I do decide to do the podcast, you'll know because the podcast will come on and you'll get alerts and notifications and all that. But if not, then I'll either see y'all on a live observation or I'll see y'all mañana. All right, man. Y'all know what it is. Mark Fuller, Team Alliance, coffee and charts. Appreciate y'all always for tuning in. Peace.